Nitro Challenge. 22 years of heritage. 5 different locations, each more challenging than the last. Countless champions. Every obstacle has been overcome. This is the one race on every bucket list.
Biggest race in the world. That's right, people. What up, Nitro Nation? Welcome all. Buggy Maniacs. Truggy Maniacs. Monster Truck Maniacs. And, of course, 5th Scale Insaniacs. So anyway, this is just a quick video. I'm not going to, well, I always say that, right? And then it ends up turning to be an hour later. But since there isn't, I get a lot, I'm getting bombarded because I'm not doing, but maybe a video every week. If you guys have noticed, once a week. A lot of guys are, come on, Muggy, you got to do some more rant videos or, you know, some, you know, bashing videos, speed runs, anything, man. There ain't shit on the tube. Nobody's doing anything, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. You know, I gotta, you know, try to, what do they say, keep up with the Joneses. Anyway, yes, you read the title right. Muggy is prepping for the DNC. Those of you that know or don't know, Dirt Nitro Challenge is the biggest RC race of the year, probably in the world. A lot of changes, though, on this one. Different track. It's going to be out in Beaumont, which is like right around the corner from the Drakes. It's going to be at Thunder Alley. Yeah, Silver State's big. PNB's big, you know, the Open, there's a lot of big races. Obviously, IFMAR is the biggest. Anybody that knows anything about, whether you're a racer or basher, if you know anything about RC, or if you don't, let me educate you, or like the Muggy says, edumacate you. IFMAR is the biggest, it's the world's, obviously, IFMAR World's the biggest RC race in the world. DNC is the 3rd highest purse given out in RC racing, which means it's the 3rd highest as far as the person that wins Nitro 4-wheel drive buggy gets huge money, okay? It's 3rd. So it's the 3rd highest purse race, which purse means that's how much you win if you finish 1st place. Even 3rd place you get pretty hooked up. I believe 2nd highest purse is Roar, which is the national champions, which is for the United States. IFMAR is the whole world, which looks like there's not going to be an IFMAR Worlds this year. Crossing my fingers. I'm not a racer. Let me clarify that first. Don't get it twisted. Just because I hit the track, a lot of people have been hitting me up. Hey, Muggy, I knew you'd like it. And I appreciate all the feedback that I got, but let's not get it twisted. The Muggy Maniac is 8th scale Nitro Basher. Enthusiast, whatever you want to call it. I am not a racer. I am race inspired, obviously, or I wouldn't be rocking race kits like Mugans, Technos, Koyoshas, and so forth. Okay? So I am race inspired. But it was cool. It was fun. One, I don't have the time to do it as much as if I could, that I would need to do it. 2, it's a lot more coin. And when you get into 5th scale, and those of you that are in 5th scale, you know it's a lot of money. Matter of fact, I am putting up another $1,500 just to get my 5B rolling. Okay, it's not even rolling yet, and I've already put in you know, $1,500. When it's all said and done, my 5B more than likely will be over $3,000 that I've put into it. The engine alone is running me over $1,000. Now I could have went with, you know, other 34 reeds that were cheaper, but when I called and talked to Dan at OBR, which he's the one that races, he's the one that builds the engines. Sean's the owner, and Sean does some of the work, but Dan's the main guy there. Okay, so if you want to know anything about OBR engines, you talk to Dan, or you talk to Sean. But like I said, Dan's the one that does all the racing. Sean is the owner, but Dan's been with him for I think 10 years. He's been with him for a long time. So, anyway, when I talked to Dan, I asked him, what is the best engine, top-notch 34 reed that OBR has to offer? And this is what he told me. There's others, like I said. There's a V2, and there's, you know, piston ports. But I said, well, what's the best 34 reed modified engine that O'Neill Brothers OBR produces? It's this engine. Fully modded, 34 reed case. Okay. Now, why is this one the best? Well, for a lot of different reasons. This is what I'm getting with mine. I'll show you guys right there so you can see. Okay. Obviously, Losi 5B 5T direct bolt up, that's $15. The engine base price on the engine, now you don't have to get all this on this OBR. I just want all the bells and whistles. Like I said, when I got into fifth scale and I started building my 5B, I already told you guys that I was going to spare no expenses. I wanted the best of everything. And that's pretty much what I've done. I've got some goodies we're going to unbox. I got a couple more goodies. I spent another $200. Plus I spent almost another $300 on my Olamat pipe. For those of you that don't know or do know, but for those of you that don't know what an Olamat pipe is, again, I asked Dan at OBR, what's the best pipe to run in this engine? He said Olamat. If you want the creme de la creme, the best pipe that you can ever put on my engines, it's Olamat. Now, he did say Bartolones are good pipes, but Olamat is the best pipe. So I didn't want a good pipe, I wanted the best pipe. And I went with what Dan, the builder of these engines, recommended. He recommended Olamat. Okay, that's why I got it. It's custom built. It's being built in Australia. It should be here hopefully by the beginning of next month, when my engine should be more than likely be done. Okay, you know, that was almost $300 for that pipe. A clutch I got, you know, and by the way, first off, before we get into this about my engine, I don't want to get too much about the engine. This video is more about me heading to the biggest nitro race in the world, the DNC Dirt Nitro Challenge. Okay, I'm pretty excited. The reason I was thinking about going, but what really encouraged me is I got an invite by Chris Nelson, and also was highly, highly, highly encouraged, so much that he even told me, if you don't go there, if you don't show up and meet with one of my boys, I'm going to be disappointed, and I'll probably never talk to you. And the person that said that was Lefty, a.k.a. Keenan White, Lefty the Great, JQ's right-hand guy. He is the team manager, but he's not going to be there. He wants me to go and meet up with a guy named Brent. So I'm going to be representing No Name Podcast. I'm going to help promote them, since I love that show, and hang out with the JQ, some of the JQ racing crew. I'm going to go hang out with Chris Nelson. He's good friends with Adam and Rhonda, and hopefully, you know, I'll meet some other, you know, guys that are on my bucket list to meet and talk to. I will video the whole thing. Hopefully, I'd like to meet Ryan Mayfield. He's one of my favorites. I like Jared Tebow, Ryan Lutz, Ty Testman. Supposedly might be there. No, nothing's for sure yet. The only thing that sucks about the DNC is a lot of people that are the best in the world aren't going to be here. So that'll make it a lot different. Remember, this race is so big because it's a race that all the drivers, the best in the world, like it's on their bucket list, like you just heard. Joey Christensen is the one that builds the track. Oh, also, shout out to TNR Fuel and Chris Nelson. I already talked to him, congratulate him. TNR Fuel is the official fuel of the DNC. He is so excited, and I would be too if I was the owner of that fuel. I mean, you are announced as the official fuel for one of the biggest nitro races in the world. Like, that stuff doesn't happen every day. Like, he is totally stoked, you know, and I told him, I said, man, that's badass, bro. So yeah, TNR Fuel, baby. This fuel, I've been running it in a lot of my engines. I just ran it, as you guys will see. I think I'm going to put this will be, there'll be a little running footage you guys will see. It's not much, just a little. I just did a little bit of, I had to burn some nitro today. I can't do, you know, top speed, full trigger, bearing the throttle, ripping, screaming my engine's lungs out on a track. The track thing was fun and everything, but like I said, I'm not a racer and I never will be a racer. But it was fun. Maybe I might get on the track another time, but you know, it was just to kind of silence a lot of the haters out there, people that tell, oh, Muggy, you never even been on a track, oh, try this and try that, and oh, you can't. Listen, now I've been on a track, it wasn't pretty, and I'll admit that, and I don't really give a shit, because I wasn't trying to put down some killer laps. I wasn't trying to, you know, get in any practice for a race. Nothing on my vehicles were even set up for racing. This thing here was definitely not set up for racing, but the Techno Buggy did well. And like I said, that was way easier to drive than the Techno Truggy. The Techno Truggy, as you guys seen, was all over the place. I just also finished mounting these brand new. These are Proline hot hole shots. I think they are hole shots. Yeah, Proline hole shots on D racing rims. Brand new. Probably never use them. If I do, on the track, or maybe they might end up like these ones here, road slicks, because these make the best road slicks, although they're expensive. These AKAs, I have another set which I ran the last time when I was on the track with the Truggy. These are the Proline ones with the gridirons. These are the gridiron rims and tires. Yeah, you guys are going to see footage right after this video. I was burying the throttle, ripping the Virtus RCR modded 7-port. We were trying some experiments. I had the Reds, I think it's a 2140 pipe on there, with the header that comes, I don't know, I think that's the, is that the header that comes with it? Yeah, that's the Reds header. So this is a more of a top end pipe. But the only thing is with, on my MBX7 here, I can only get nothing, I can't get anything bigger than a 15. I ordered a 16, we'll see if it works. It was ripping and hauling ass. But I don't really have a GPS. The phone thing is a bitch to put on the back. It's a lot of weight on these things. And I'm going to end up more than likely for the future get a GPS. They're about, cheapest one I've seen is about 60 bucks. I might order one, so whenever I want to do speed runs, see what these things, you know, what they put on the speedometer. But I can tell you from personal experience and from just, you know, watching it and seeing it and hearing it, these things are definitely around 50 miles an hour. I don't know about 60, but it all depends on the gearing. Like I said, I can't get nothing bigger on this thing than a 15. I was running a 15 on this, and the Reds pipe and the Virtus RCR modded 7-port. You'll see in the video after this. At the end of this video, you'll see me running. It's like maybe a 3 or 4 minute little deal. I just did a little ripping outside. But anyway, to get back to what we're talking about, I know the muggy's all over the place, but yeah, this engine is the best that they have to offer. You know, I'm doing the 100 octane race fuel. That's $25. The 1242 carburetor that's modified, that's highly recommended by Dan, because I asked him, 990 Researtel modded, he said, nope, 1242 on this engine. It's the best carburetor you can run. A lot of guys like Elite RC, and I believe 1/5 RC. Shout out to those two guys. Though there's 4 people that have been helping me on my whole 5B build from the ground up. Elite, shout out to him. Elite RC, go check out his channel. Guy knows definitely what he's doing. If you want to know anything technical about fifth scale, go watch Elite. He's like the mad scientist. Shout out also to 1/5 RC Chris, 1/5 Garage. He's always been hooking me up with the letting me know where you can find this, where you can. He's kind of my parts finding guy. He's always been like that. I can always depend on that guy. That's what I love about that guy. He is definitely my brat brother from another mother for life, just like Elite. The other guy that I get good information from, that knows his stuff and's been around, shout out to Big Dan. I call him Big Dan. He's a huge fifth scale. He's a fifth scale just out of control. He's got more fifth scales than anybody I know, including Mr. Za. And obviously shout out to Dan, the man at OBR, building these engines, making these things badass. Also, he told me that they're, and I don't know when it comes out, hopefully maybe I might get it on my engine by the time I get it. I'm going to talk to him again tomorrow. There's a new velocity stack that OBR has been working on and testing and dynoing for the last year or so, or however long, and Dan said that it's a cone-shaped type velocity stack that increases the power on these engines. They dynoed it. It's supposed to be really killer. Definitely increase the performance, so I might be one of the first ones to get that on this engine. So, like I said, I mean, I'm not holding back. You know, I'm spending $15 on bearings to set it up. Compression for the 100 octane fuel, that's $25. 1242 carb, $50. The bolt-on, $15. The big thing is the CNC machine balance crankshaft. Okay, that alone is $200. So there's the price. I'm not shy to tell you what I'm spending on it, and I'm not bragging, but just keeping it real. So, spending over $1,000. Now, like I said, I could have bought a $400, $500, $600 engine. I could have just kept this thing stock, 34 Reed, and it's $750, I believe. But all these upgrades on it is what makes it the baddest 34 Reed that OBR produces. And that's not me saying it, that's coming from Dan. So if you want the best of the best, the baddest of the baddest, the creme de la creme, the best 34 Reed case engine that OBR offers, this is what you want. I think I'm going to change the wrapping, because you can pick your own wrapping. I'm going to get, I was looking at the, I think it's the darker color wrap. It's like all red and black, I believe. I like that better than the white because it'll match my all my red anodized stuff and everything. There it is, this one here. That's the wrap I'm gonna get on my OBR, so I'm really stoked. It's finally coming. I still got a ways to go. We've got some goodies to open up. So, like I said, I don't want to make this longer than like maybe 30-35 minute video, but I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. And yeah, I'm excited, man. This will be one of my bucket lists, because DNC, PNB is good, Silver State's great. There's a lot of big races, but DNC, according to the professionals, is, and statistics and everything, purse money and all that. It is pretty much the biggest race. It's like a Worlds almost. But like I said, it sucks this year because a lot of the guys won't be there. Think about it. Even if Ty Tessman shows up, Ungaro's missing still. Okay. Elliott Boots is missing. Okay. Robert Battier's missing. David Ronfalk from HB. He won the thing last year. He's not even going to be there. So there's 4 top guys. Barufalo, another great racer, world known. Savoye, he won't be there. I mean, Yuachi Kanai, I believe he goes to these races, which is the guy that says all the developing for Kyosho. He's not going to be there. JQ's not going to be there. Which JQ, doesn't JQ just, it's one of his races. I'm sure he's pretty bummed out that he's not going to be able to go. Because of the traveling thing, these guys can't go. So, at least top 5 guys in the world, and they're in the top 10, I believe, aren't even going to be there. They're not even going to be at this race. So, I think, besides Tebow, and maybe Cav, Dakota Fenn's always fast, but like they say, he always fends himself because he's his worst enemy. He just can't finish races. Even though he's been doing good, and now Cavallari's there, and maybe that'll help them, but still, I think Mayfield is a clear favorite, and maybe Tebow, and if Ty comes, Ty will always be in the mix. He's won a lot of these, but if you know anything, Mayfield's won 7 of these DNC Dirt Nitro challenges, so he's like owns it. But he's probably kind of relieved that David Ronfal's not going to be there because he won last year, and he's out of the way now. So Mayfield, I'm rooting for Mayfield, although I like Jared Tebow, and Techno and Mugans are my favorite because I do own them, Technos and Mugans. So I can only speak from personal experience. Technos, Mugans, and Kyoshos are, in my opinion, from having them, are the best race kits available. And you could even base that, look in the top, speaking of race inspired, look in the top 10, what whips are up there, okay, besides Associated and X-Ray and Hot Bodies. Techno, Mugen, and Kyosho have always been there. So, matter of fact, you guys seen this, right? My daughter got it for me. I was just watching the DMC videos there, and Croddock was wearing one. It's the Kyosho. It's a hoodie. It's a pretty badass hoodie. My oldest daughter bought it for me. I don't even want to wear it. It's so nice. It wasn't cheap either, so I'm getting a Mugen one, and I'm also getting a Techno one. I got to represent what I own. So anyway, what else? Yeah, so I'm going to the Nitro Dirt Challenge. It is official. Muggy is prepping and going. I wish I was going there to run, but that ain't gonna happen. And I don't think I could ever run at one of those giant races like that. Man, I can barely run in a crowd of 3 or 4 people. Like I said, I could learn to do that. I'm just not a racer, man. But I want to go watch it as being a spectator, and I will film it. So you guys should expect at least an hour long, maybe 1, maybe 2. I don't know how many parts I'm going to do it in. Maybe I can get some interviews with Adam and Rhonda and Ty Tessman, Ryan Mayfield, all the greats, man. I'd love to get on video talking to those guys, hitting them up about questions and stuff like that. So anyway, I'll be more starstruck than anything. So yeah, Chris Nelson told me, hey man, come on, look for me out there, hang out, represent TNR Fuel, because I have been running it, testing it, bashing it, running it on a track, buggy, chuggy, modified small engines, big engines. So what we're testing isn't over yet. We're still testing this stuff, and so far so good. But anyway, so where else are we at? Before we do these little bit of unboxings, I have got a brand new set of Badlands look at these things, man. If you're a basher, you can only appreciate. Look at that, the fuzzy stuff still in the middle from when it comes out of the mold. Brand new, mounted on brand new DE racing rims. These, I'm letting it cure right now. Still drying. I did them last night. Giving away a whole set of Badlands and DE racing rims. That's about $100 right there. I'm giving it away when I reach my 1,000 subscribers. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, that's when I'll give those away to some lucky guy that will appreciate it. speaking of subscribers, oh, and also too, quick tip, when you're mounting rims, especially on DE racing rims or whatever rims, see this edge right here? And this is the inner edge and the outer edge, right? Make sure you scuff this up with like Scotch-Brite or a real light sandpaper. Scuff it up all the way around on both sides. Clean it with alcohol when you're done. Okay, then same thing on here. The inside of the lip that it's going to be glued on. Scuff that up too, and then clean it with alcohol. Get all the dust and, you know, because it has like oily stuff from when they come out of the mold. Clean all of it on both sides. Then when you mount them in. And highly recommend this glue. Dynamite medium. I don't use the thin unless you're an expert because it dries quick. I don't use the thick because then it takes a week forever to dry. Medium is good enough. And then you also usually get those little glue tips. I have one right here. Highly recommend using these. The little glue tips that go on the end. Makes it a lot easier to spread around. And just take your time. Be patient. You know, you don't want to screw up $100. Even these hole shots. You know, these hole shots, these things are $80 for 4 of them. You know, and you don't even get any rims. That's just $100 for 4 of these. These are brand new. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll use them on the track another time. Like I said, I'm not totally ruling out never going back on the track, but it's going to be a while. I just don't have the time, especially not coming up in the next few months. So that'll be the last track run for me in a long time. Another thing, this MBX5 Prospect is fully ready to go. We replaced the chassis. Brand new chassis. Fully carbon fiber wrapped. Okay, this is probably one of the most iconic Mugans ever made. Year it came out, 95, I think, 95 when it came out. 95, 98. It's like 15 years old. I think 2005, I can't remember. But anyway, when it came out, it run a Worlds. Okay, the old chassis, you guys remember I had issues with it? This is what was wrong with the old chassis. The person that owned it before drilled and altered holes in it, and eventually they just pulled through. Because see how on these chassis, how they have that little countersunk area, so your screws aren't sticking out, your bolts aren't sticking out. Well, they drilled in these and altered it for people do that and ruin chassis just because they don't get the right bump box. So I've been looking for a chassis forever. I finally found one, so this thing is fully rebuilt. Okay. Oh, somebody asked me, they go, hey, I didn't know that Mugans came with Lunsford titanium turnbuckles. They don't. FYI, if you own a Mugan and this turnbuckles look like these with the holes in them, see these? Okay. They could or could not be titanium. A way to check them is take a magnet, put it on it. See, those are titanium. Okay. They are titanium, but some Mugans came with stainless or steel ones. Titanium doesn't rust. If they rust, it's because they're not titanium. And, like I said, they're not Lunsford. Lunsford doesn't make, on these vehicles, doesn't make titanium turnbuckles because they don't look like that. If you get a Lunsford titanium, the way you know it, here. That's what a Lunsford titanium looks like. Lunsford are extra beefy like that, and that's what they look like. Those are Lunsford titanium turnbuckles. Okay, Mugen does put on some of their vehicles, I know this one is titanium. These are titanium, but they're not Lunsford. They're made by Mugen. So anyway, because somebody asked me that, so I was like, no, they're not Lunsford. So anyway, we fully rebuilt this thing. This thing is a badass 15-year-old Cougar, man. It's got everything. Now that I put these Sorosiki shocks, these are like the aftermarket shocks that Sorosiki, if you guys don't know or know, they're big in Europe, just not big over here. They're like the the Mercedes AMG. You know how Mercedes have AMGs and BMWs have M series, and then what is it? Mustang Ford has Saline. Those are the aftermarket companies that make like top-notch aftermarket goodies for those vehicles. Sorsiki is kind of like that for Mugen. These are definitely not Mugen shocks. I like these because they have the perches that lock in, just like the Techno, so you don't have to worry about these things coming out or moving around. They are a little bit of a pain in the ass when it comes to putting boots on, because you got to remove the whole rod end, the whole shock, this end down here. You got to take it off to put the shock boot on. But anyway, these are badass shocks. These are actually better than my Mugen shocks. But the original ones, not that they weren't bad, they're just not compared to these. These are like butter. So that's going to make this thing handle, jump, land a lot better. So I haven't ran them yet. We are going to run this thing. That's why we got the badass RCR modded 28.8. Look at that monster. Bam! We ain't playing around. We're getting back to regular scheduled programming, people. Back to speed runs. 5-second, 9-second pulls. Ripping across fields. Hitting little hills wherever we can get a little bit of air and sending it. Racing days, those are fun. Now it's time back to regular scheduled bashing, which is what my channel is. Okay? Don't get it twisted, people. I am not a racer. And that doesn't mean I have anything against racing. Yeah, it's just not my thing. Because I can't run these on a track. And then I can't take my .21s like these, because we ran this one in the Techno, and scream it. Even down that straightaway, man, I wanted to keep pulling the trigger and keep... I need a 100-foot straightaway. We got the 9886 Super Strong on it. Nova, obviously. 41032 header. RCR modded 28.8. This is the baddest engine I own. Okay? And also, because we're just going to go full tilt, I might run this buggy at the Techno buggy with the TNS modded 28.8 Rex Legend. So maybe we'll do a TNS versus RCR modded 28.8. Mugen versus Techno, I don't know, but both of my buggies, those two buggies right now, have got the modded 28.8s, and they're ready to get busy. But yeah, you could also fit the MBX7. This is the MBX7 radio tray in here, which makes it so the servo's upright instead of on its side. But yeah, it's got I like this MBX7 tray in here, because I don't like the stock one that comes in here. And I think on the MBX6 they got this weird hump shape type receiver box, and it's separate. See, this thing, it's all one piece that comes out. So anyway, we're also running the Mugen MBX7 tank, and all you got to do is, if you can see in there, see that little, you just get a piece of plastic, not in the regular, mounted here, where the post goes right there, and then you run a little extension, flat piece of plastic, drill a hole in it, and you run it into the tank, so you can run 150cc instead of 125cc. So that's what I run on this. I believe we got a 14 on here, clutch bell. We got I love the old school Losi clutches. As much as I hate to say it, because you know I'm not really a Losi guy, except for the 5B. These Losi clutches, the older ones, I don't know about the new ones, maybe I'll try one, but these older ones are money. So, anyway, that's what we got going on with that. It is ready to roll. Like I said, we've got brand new shocks that I want to try, brand new chassis. We should not have any issues with this thing, man. This thing has all the goodies, man. All the titanium, all the carbon fiber, front and rear aluminum. Actually, the front and rear chassis braces on this are titanium. But this thing is, for as old as it is, other than the hot ups that I've done, the upgrades, this thing is in prestige condition. How do they say? This thing is a dime piece. You will not find another MBX5 Pro Spec original, because I've replaced everything, but it doesn't have, like, there's other companies that make like the aftermarket shock towers. I actually like these way better. These are all gunmetal color. That's what I like about them. I mean, look at the freaking machine work that went into these things. Badass. This is, and it's got the aluminum rear uprights on it. I mean, this thing is a sexy beast for being, you know, what is it? 15 years old. Sorry about that. Okay. So anyway, enough of my yip-yapping about that. Let's open, let's see some goodies here. Fix this damn camera. Hold on a second, people. Sorry about that. Anyway, speaking of channels, now this I highly recommend. If you're a basher and you care about your engines, okay, you need to run either an outerwear or a motor saver or both. If you don't, if you own a Mugen, Techno, or Kyosho and you're not running these, because I don't know about the other whips, if you're not running outerwears, you're an idiot, okay? You're saying you don't give a shit about your engines. I've been running these things for almost 10 years now. I have to change my fuel filter maybe every 5 gallons. I mean fuel filter, I mean the air cleaner on here, I maybe have to clean it or replace it every 5 gallons. These things last forever, man. They're very low maintenance, especially if you're one of those lazy guys in nitro. You don't like to do a lot of cleaning and maintaining, you know, this is what you want. Protect your engine, highly recommend it. So let's get into the, we have these, I already opened it up because I took a couple out here. More Techno stickers. We have some 5x13x4 low C bearings. These are for the clutch bells that take the larger inner bearings. These were pretty decent. I've used them before. We got another brand new clutch bell. I got a 16 coming. Hopefully it'll work for my speed runs. This is a 14 I use mostly. I love the Protex. They come with the bearings because they use the larger inner diameter bearings. But these are probably one of the best clutch bells that I've ever used. I've used a lot. Got a few of these. Booties. These are for the Technos. Chuggy and Buggy. Front and rear shocks use the same size boots. Thank God. Because these things are like $5 or $10 for two. So we've got a few of those in there. Want to try one of these Protec turbo plugs. I think it's number 4. Hot. Here's some more booties. Not a big deal. Another, my favorite servo, okay? Protec 130T. Highly recommend. A little bit under $100. Very reliable. These are great servos. I recommend these, but also recommend whatever works for you. This is what works for me. So anyway, that's the more booties. That's a little bit of the nitro stuff. Nothing big. We've got better and bigger things coming. I've got more engines coming. Why people are selling engines, I'm buying them, and I will never ever sell an engine. I regret the one I sold. One time only. You guys know the OS Max that got modded. Screaming little nasty thing. I made a mistake. I was selling it to my cousin because I said I wouldn't run any more China engines anymore. And I saw the LRP32. It's a China engine. But, yeah, I regret it. Now, why spend... You're never going to get what you pay for it. If you think you are, you're crazy. Unless it's a 28 Rex Legend. That's probably the only engine you'll get what you paid for it right now. But other than that, you know, everything depreciates its value. I was on a little chat thing on Facebook and how all these people are complaining, and it's true. And I know some people have mentioned, you know, and if anybody knows about buying used whips, it's the Muggy Maniac. I have, what, 6 whips, and all of them are used. But when I got them, they were in mint condition. Okay, there's a lot of things, and go watch some of my older videos. Tons of what to look for and so forth when you're building a, where are we at now? 30, we'll probably go 45 minutes on this one. I thought I was going to try to get a half hour, but you know how that goes. Anyway, People sell whips. One, dirty. If you see a whip and it's filthy and dirty, just walk away. If you buy it, you're an idiot. You're a moron, and you deserve to get burned. As mean as that sounds, and that's pretty nice coming from me, you deserve to get burned. If you buy a whip and it's dirty as hell, and you don't walk away from it and you buy it, you deserve to get ripped off. That's what you get. You learn your lesson. Trust me, I haven't always bought things used and got I've got my raw end of the deal plenty of times. Okay? So that's why I know. If you ever anybody needs any help on what to look for, or, you guys know how to get a hold of me, those of you that know me. But anyway, when you see one dirty, why buy it? And when it's priced almost what the retail is, just because they put hop-ups and upgrades on it, that's ridiculous. I would also walk away from that. I'll let you guys know personally, my limit on any race truggy or buggy is $300 to $350. Never will I pay $400 for any used whip, and it has to come with lots of extra parts, because every single one that I bought out of the 6, except for maybe one, have came with enough parts to replace and build another one, okay, for under $400. That's why I know. If you're paying $500 and you're not getting dick for extra parts, not even tires, nothing, you're a moron, and you deserve to get ripped off. That's what you get. Do your homework. I mean, come on, people. Don't be ignorant about it. It's not, it takes two to tango. So it means it takes two, it's not always about the person selling it. There's morons out there that buy this shit and they encourage it, and that's why these people keep doing it and getting away with selling used whips for way too much, selling whips that are in crappy condition. Ask them, listen, I want to see the front, the rear, underneath, overview, all the inner outer drives, okay, universals, center drive, okay, that's what you want to, oh, and the top of the shock towers and the top of the shocks. If all those are corroded and torn up and rusted, walk away. Don't buy it. You're an idiot if you do. Like I said, you deserve to get burned. I've made tons of videos and told you guys how to buy used vehicles. I have 6 of them that aren't brand new, okay? So I tell you, take it from me, a person that's not just talking out his ass like some of these people that have never bought maybe 1 or 2 used whips. I bought 6 used 8-scale nitro vehicles, and I've got killer deals with tons of parts on them. Like I said, except for one maybe, which would be the MBX5. That was my first one when I got back into nitro. Anyway, I can just go on and on and on and on, but you guys know the deal. Do your homework, do your research, just like people putting out this information about certain things. Do your homework, people. Come on, man. You should know better. Don't let your mouth write checks your ass can't cash. Don't talk out your side of your neck, okay, when you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Do your homework first, okay? Am I perfect? Have I ever done that? Yeah, I've done it, but I try not to. I'm not going to, and I always tell you guys, this is always my Muggy's disclaimer. Don't believe what I say. Don't believe take what I tell you with a grain of salt as well, unless I show you facts and hard proof evidence, okay? This is the DDM extension, okay? The only reason that anybody has one of these for your reed case and it's not reaching is because your gearing is so big that it's pushing the engine away. This should fit on a reed case engine running up to probably, I'd say a 21 or 22. Now, if you're running 23, 24 pinion on your reed case engines, then who knows? I don't know. We'll find that out. By the way, Dan also told me run the OBR engine, modified engines, stock gearing until you get used to it, so you can appreciate the modding they do. Then up it to like a 22 or a 23 or whatever. He highly recommended that. So like I said, I'm going with what Dan's telling me. He's the one building the engine. He's the one that knows more than anybody about these OBR engines. For me to not listen to everything he said, I'd be a stupid idiot. Okay? Here's my kill switch. Now, some of the stuff you guys seen in pictures, because I did open it already and looked in there. But I'm showing it to you guys in case you guys missed it. Dynamite. They didn't have a killer bee. They do now, I think, but they didn't have it when I ordered it. So I got the next best thing. Never heard a complaint about these. Okay. This is a filter. Okay. for my billet aluminum deal. And the reason and this is the outerwear that goes on it. And this is it. They're 35 bucks, okay, for this. If you run a velocity stack, I might run the ones that OBR has, but if you run a velocity stack, what you're doing is you're pushing your filter way out, and your velocity, you're pushing everything way out, okay, and there's a better chance if you crash it hard or whatever, you're gonna do damage to your engine. Now, some people say yay, some people say nay. All I know is Elite RC recommended this, okay? This is what he runs, and he's never had an issue with it, and it worked great. So I went by what he said. Like I said, Elite, 1/5 RC, Chris, Big Dan, and is it Big Dan or Big John? I think it's Big John. I keep getting his name mixed up. But anyway, and Dan at OBR. These guys know because they have 5Bs and they have 34 reed case engines like the one I got, Signature Series. That's why I'm running what I'm running and doing what I'm doing. Because it was recommended from these guys that I trust and respect, and that are my good friends too. Not just, you know, people that I just met. Now this one was a little bit pricey. It was over $100, but it was something that I wanted to get because I really didn't feel comfortable with the plastic stock one that's on it. Okay, so this is by JS. It comes from the UK, and it's a. Let's open it up. I'll show it to you guys so you guys can see it. It is a beautiful piece of 7075 CNC machine billet aluminum. Oh snaps! Look at that baby. Come on, man. This or plastic? Pfft. Thank you. Excuse me. This is badass. Okay, this is my dual servo holder. So both of my dual servos for the steering will mount up to this. And this thing ain't moving or going nowhere. And it's pretty light too. I was really surprised how light it was. 7075 machine, baby. Bing, bling, bling. Like Mr. My brother. Shout out to another guy that's hanging through there. I know he goes through a lot and he gets a lot of criticism. I don't have any problem with him. I don't agree with everything that he says, but that's no reason for us to really become enemies in this hobby. Unfortunately, it happens, but look at that. As he would say, billet aluminum, people. You know I love my billet. Oh, yeah. Or however he does it. But anyway, that is nice. Bam. That's a nice piece of jewelry right there, people. And what do we got? Oh, we got some of these DDM speed bits. Another thing I highly recommend. If you don't have one of these, this is mandatory. If you don't have one, I don't know what you're doing. These are available through DDM. I've got a couple sets of these. Comes with all the bits. Now I got the short ones, which I got for the drill. Okay, 35 bucks for these things. Man, I use this on my 8-skill stuff. If you don't got one of these DDM tools, you are missing the boat, people. Alright, so I think that's it. We got mints, we got stickers. DDM stickers. Thank you, DDM. You know, Muggy loves the stickers. So anyway, we got Basher clutch coming from RC Max. That ran me another $100. That one we'll see it when it gets here. And other than that, I think that's pretty much about it. There isn't anything else I wanted to go over, except just to let you guys know again, Muggy is headed to DNC, the biggest 8-scale nitro race in the world. Eat your heart out, people. Oh, another thing. You just gotta see it. This thing, remember how dirty it was? Man. This thing is, Muggy doesn't play around, people. Okay, look at that. Body's fresh. We got the Techno sticker on there, all the stickers, everything. Fixed that little bit of carnage we had in the front piece there. You can still see where it got a little damage. Got the little scuffs out of the front, so that's still in mint shape. Oh, snaps. Look how clean she is, people. That's how the Muggy rolls. Hear that? Money, people. Techno baby. So yeah, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a $100 set. And what makes it, you know, this even so much more special for anybody that's never ran these, or people that always wanted to try. They don't make these anymore. These are like the holy grail of bashing tires. You can't, you can't find them. I got one more pair possibly coming to me. One more of these, a set of these coming to me, and another rare engine. With one of my Nitro brothers and Brat brothers, Fitzgerald brothers. We're going to work out some kind of package deal, and so hopefully that happens shortly here. But we're going to focus in on the 5B right now. But yeah, I'm giving those away when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 700 right now. Thanks for everybody that supported me. You know, for somebody that everybody hates more than anybody in Nitro, to get to where I'm at. And when I do get to 1,000, what'll make it more special is because of I'm the Muggy Maniac. I'm the most hated guy in HScale Nitro. And why? Because people are jealous. Because there's a lot of haters. And because people just get butthurt when you tell them the truth. If you want smoke blowing up your ass, and you want somebody to tell you your Traxxas and your RTR, you know, and your pull starts and motor starts are, you know, are badass, then you're not on, that ain't going to happen on this channel. That's for sure. So, and another thing, one last thing I wanted to touch on, okay? I get so tired of hearing people toot their horns about their channels. You know, there's only one guy right now that I've seen that's in HScale Nitro that has over 1,000 subs that actually gets a lot of views. And that one guy is Nitro Mike. Shout out to Nitro Mike. You know, that guy he's got over 1,000 subs, and he gets more views than people that have more subs than him. Okay, which I think is kind of funny. Don't worry about the subs. Worry about the views. If you've got over 1,000 subscribers, and you can't muster up 500 views on your videos on average, you suck huge elephant balls. And you should stop making videos and figure out what you need to do to get more people to watch you. Quit begging for people to sub to you. Why don't you beg for people to watch you? Because that's the issue that I see with a lot of guys, is they got all these subscribers. You know, guys that have got 1,500, 2,000 subscribers, and they can't get, unless they put somebody, mention somebody's name, or you know, do a interview with somebody famous. If it's not for that interview or that famous person, they wouldn't even be getting any, their month would be a whole wash. But yeah, you know, it's like, and I might people, oh, well, you're just, I'm not jealous. Jealous of what? I get average more views than a lot of guys that have 10 times many subscribers that I do. That's what's really funny. Muggy Maniac that has, what, barely 700 subscribers, and I get, most of my videos, go take a look, have got over 400 to 500 views. And there's guys that have, you know, like I said, over 1,000, 1,500. Some guys are almost creeping up on 2,000, and they can't even get 400 views to save their life. So stop begging for subscribers. You guys should start begging for views. Find out why people don't watch you. Don't think that your channel's all that because you have 2,000 or 1,500 subs or even 1,000 subs. If you have nobody watching them or very few people watching them, you know, you're getting a 25, 30% average view, you suck. Your videos suck. What you're doing sucks. What you got going on is nothing, and people don't watch you for a reason. There's no way that makes sense for a person to have 2,000 subscribers and only get, on his best day, 400 views. Every once in a while, 500. That still sucks. Do the math. You suck. And like I said before, YouTube only cares about two things: views and duration of people watching your videos. How long they watch them and how many people watch them. They don't give a shit about your subs. They don't care about your 200 thumbs up. They don't care about none of that. YouTube, go look it up. YouTube says it in black and white. YouTube's main two concerns about view, or how many views the channel gets and how long they watch the channel. That's it. End of story. So there's my rant. We turned this video into an hour, another an hour long video. So even though I'm going to run here in a couple days and do some bashing, not just running up and down the street, because that shit don't do nothing for me. We're going to get these things out. I'm probably going to put some Badlands on this badass, and I want to see if this R5R, okay, with a 14 clutch bell, okay, can pull the front end up on this truggy. Because if you're .21, can't pull wheelies and stand the front end up on if you're .21 modified stock whatever $600 engine, can't pull the front end up like standing up. Okay, like that engine, the P5 did on my MBX7. If your .21 can't do that, then your .21 doesn't have any balls. So we're going to see if this thing, we know has balls in the buggy. Okay, we already know that. We know it screams like bat out of hell. A lot of my friends and a lot of people make comments, oh, is that the F1 engine? Because it sounds like an F1 freaking Formula 1. It is badass. But it's not, we're not done testing it. We're going to see if this thing can pull the front end up on this Techno. And considering the Techno has the engine in the middle, if that engine in here with some Badlands on, you know, pulls wheelies, that's a badass engine. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't mean it's not a great engine. It just means that that P5 modded RCR has more torque. Because that is a torquey, nasty little bugger right there. Okay, but we're going to test this some more. But first thing we're going to do, before we do all that, is we're going to run some big engines. I'm getting a little bored with even modified 21s. Okay, so we're going to run the TNS 28.8 Rex Legend modified TNS, rare TNS in the Techno, and then we're going to rip the hell and see if these shocks and this chassis hold up with the RCR modded 28.8 Rex Legend, which is my baddest engine that I own. Alright people, that's my rant. So yeah, again, if you're getting little views and you're getting, I don't care how many subs you got, look at your views, okay? This is for anybody, whether you're thinking about making a career out of YouTube or you're looking to build your channel or whatever. It doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if you have 5,000 subscribers. If you can't get at least a 75% view average, okay, you suck. Nobody watches you, you know. Think about it. If you have 1,500 subscribers and 400 people on average are watching, where's the other 1,100 people at? Or if you have 2,000 subscribers and only 400, even 500 people are watching on average or viewing your videos, okay, where's the other 1,500 people? You know where they're at? They don't give a shit what you're doing. That's where they're at. Not caring about what you're doing. So don't toot your horn because you have tons of subs and tons of thumbs up and you're saying, oh, my channel's this and my channel's growing and we're doing big things and blah, blah. No, you're not. Look at your views. Nobody's watching you, dumbass. Retarded, man. People just, oh, gosh. SMH. Shake my head. Lance always sends me that. Oh, one last thing. Lance has told me he's working on these Scuderias and all these new red engines. Do you know that red engines, the bearings are made in Japan now? Woo! Get excited about that. That sucks. At least I know the Triton engines that he produces are Swiss bearings. Okay? All I would do is get the reds and replace the bearings. But that's kind of lame. Reds is Japanese bearings in an Italian engine? That's sacrilege. Some mafias might put a hit on that. On reds, man. How do you put Japanese bearings in an Italian engine? That's like, oh my god. Anyway, he sent me pictures of, because he works, you know, obviously he's mods all kinds of engines. Yeah, but reds engines, all the reds engines, the newer ones anyway, have Japanese bearings in them. How sad. Anyway, that's all I got. Stay tuned. There'll be some bashing videos. We're gonna rip some big engines, some big boys. And the DNC will be coming. I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, so I'm not sure which days I'm going, but I'll let you guys know. And we will be getting some serious footage, and I am excited. The Muggy is prepping for DNC. Alright, hope you enjoyed this little bit of ripping at the end of this. Catch you guys on the next video. Shout out to all those out there doing the work, putting in the time, actually rolling up their sleeves and getting dirty. Like I said, truggies are the true glory, nitro truggies. But nitro buggies do pay the bills. Alright people, Muggy's out. Peace. Remember, it's only the walk of shame if your stuff cuts out. So, alright people, little speed runs. Uh-oh. Oh! You did a flip. Complete flip. Alright, well, this will either be tied into a video of me bashing at the local park, or it will be on its own. I'm not decided yet. I don't really like to load up 2 videos in a row. So maybe we'll tie a little bit of speed runs in with some park bashing. Ten-second pulls all day long, baby. That's how you pin it. Muggy QC test. Nothing smells, feels, or sounds like 8 scale nitro. Remember, JQ, Lefty the Great, Nitro Chuggy is the true glory, but Nitro Buggy does pay the bills. Just not my damn bills. And if you don't like Nitro Chuggy, fuck you.
How to deal with about that remote. I do have other remotes. I'll mention those as well in the video. But one thing I want to bring up is part 2 video will show me how to install the push and pull system. Alright? But part 3 video will show me complete it. Alright? It's not these aren't videos to watch and play with yourselves too. You know what I'm saying? This is these are videos that you throw on, listen to while you're wrenching. These are wrenching videos. Alright? So it's not for everybody. Most people nowadays don't wrench. They're lazy, bro. So this is for wrenching people. The rest, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here. I never once say, subscribe to me, give me thumbs up. No. Those are, when those people do that, do the opposite. Do the opposite. When people ask for shit like that, no good. No good. Stay away from them and do the opposite. Alright? Anyways, should be a cool video coming up.